how's it going, everybody? Not gonna do the box office bomb squad intro for today. We all know Jurassic World is gonna be #1 and all that stuff. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna talk some brief updates. I did 2 or 3 streams this week for Street Fighter 2. The way I've been doing it is play Street Fighter in the character's first appearances. So Street Fighter 1, I played. It's all it is Ryu. So beat all the levels on that one. Then I went to Street Fighter 2, and the initial game had 8 characters that you could play. Then in Street Fighter 2 Champions Edition, it was all 12 of the initial games, like Bison, Sagat, Vega, and Balrog. Then in Hyper Fighting, maybe it was Cammy, T-Hawk, DJ, and Fei Long. I'm trying to remember what it was that that Capcom did for that game in particular. But if that's the case, I'll do a jam session on that one, depending on how that one goes, because Hyper Fighting is the game I think I had, because I don't think I had Champions, and I know I didn't have 2 Turbo, and the just to show what the graphics are like on it, what the changes are, because there is a huge difference between the original game's graphics and Super Turbo. So there's going to be some comics videos. I've been reading some books, but I just haven't been releasing them yet. So there's going to be a comics update, and I'm just trying to figure out the best format for that, because I am bringing back Check the Technique. I am bringing back I'm following up on issues from ones that I've already started, read, and all that, and I'm looking around for certain books. The English version, which I don't even know if it's the English version so much as I don't know what the original language was when it came out, but there's a Batman European book. I know it's called The Dark Prince Charming, and I saw the art for it online several months ago, and I saw people talking about it, and I think it was a licensed book from a European company, but I'm not sure how it worked. But it got released in America, and it's 2 $13 hardcover books, and it's cheaper to buy that than it is to wait for the trade to come out. So I'm just gonna buy the 2 issues, figure out how that goes, and I'm gonna share that with you guys eventually. I've been reading Moonshine, Deadly Class. I've been reading Justice League, but Justice League hasn't come out yet. I started Man of Steel by Bendis, and I saw on the news today that DC Comics and Walmart are coming to an agreement that they're going to put out a monthly set of anthologies where it's going to be reprints and original stories. They have Bendis doing a Batman story that's going to be serialized, and I think they're packaging it with Hush, which I don't know how they're going to do it like an issue at a time, or just because it has Hush in it, I'm probably going to buy it on that. It's called I don't know if they're calling it the Giant Line, but that's basically what it is. It's going to be a greatest hits. It's going to be stuff that's out into the bookshelves. It's going to be original content, and if it was just reprints, I probably wouldn't get it, but because they are putting out like original content in these anthologies, I figure it's worth getting. Because when they go to reprint them, they're not going to reprint all of them. That's like 12 times 100 pages. That ain't going to happen. They're going to do like the original content, and then they're going to say, well, if you like that story, you can get it in book form. So that's just my guess. I have no idea. I'm getting into screen printing. I want to try making my own shirts, and I understand that like there was guys that I could have gone to that would have done, like, if I give them the shirts, and there was one guy on Instagram I follow that I met at New York Comic Con a few years ago when I had a booth. Like, he was networking with people about merchandise, and I try to keep things as either low budget as possible, obviously, or I try to keep it so that I have the most control over what I am doing, so that I get things the way that I want them to. Kablam, like everything I self-print. This month, I have 10 days, I am getting the Comixology version of the 10 stories done. And that is happening, like, for sure. And so, like, I'm just, like, giving myself more and more projects. Before I go on vacation in July, I am getting my, like, as much as possible done on, like, it will be done by the third week of July. Whatever happened to Shield Lad, that will be done. Like, 1,000 word chapters, like, go from there, have a complete story in a first draft form, rework it, get all the shitty writing out of there, because first drafts are built to be horrible, so you can fix them and improve upon them and just get it out of your head, so that it's easier to fix something than it is to make it. It's simple as that. So that's what I got going on. I'm probably going to do a couple streams. I'm going to probably do a few things here and there with comics, because I might as well. And the thing I'm going to talk about right now is Luke Cage. Luke Cage Season 2 comes home today. It's like, as of right now, like, people are probably at home watching it. They probably have every episode already watched, and that's gonna be me over the weekend. Like, while I'm working on stuff, I'm gonna be just watching Luke Cage Season 2. Here's what I know about it. I want to say Reggie Cathy is in it, and I think this is one of the last few things that he did, and it's good. Like, I'm gonna miss that guy. He was in The Wire. He was in pretty much every favorite show I've ever had, for the most part. He was in The Wire. He was in Lights Out. He was in what's that one? Reggie Cathy. Oh, Banshee. He was in Banshee, and now he's in this. He was in that shitty Fantastic Four movie, and he was the only bright spot among actors. Like, there was a couple guys in there that, like, were pretty good. Michael B. Jordan, I mean, what is it about, like, the Fantastic Four movies that just produces, like, better actors for, like, other characters? I mean, the original Johnny Storm goes on to be Captain America, and the next Johnny Storm goes on to be Killmonger from Black Panther and Creed, and so Luke Cage. Here's what I know: Misty Knight, after losing her arm in the Defenders, she gets a bionic arm, so she's in full comics version mode. Luke Cage is dealing with a new enemy that can kick his ass. The trailer establishes that Luke Cage gets his ass kicked by this one dude, and I don't know what the deal is with him. His name is Bushmaster. I don't know if they're actually going to call him Bushmaster. All I know is he's Jamaican, and in the comics he was a Moon Knight guy, and I don't even know to what extent. I'm not too familiar with him, so I'm not looking up anything on him just because I want to be surprised. I don't know who's in this. There could be, I hope it's better than Jessica Jones season 2, just because Jessica Jones season 2 was great. It didn't match the first one. If the first season of AKA Jessica Jones was a 10, the second season was an 8. And Daredevil season 2 had the same problem. If the first season was a 10, that one was an 8. The issue that I have with the Marvel shows is that if it's not their marquee characters, like say Daredevil or Jessica Jones, they really don't handle them properly. Because I found out the other day that Finn Jones would show up to set, and about 15 to 20 minutes before they started shooting, that's when he got the choreography for the fights that they were doing. And what the hell? I mean, I know that every show can't be into the Badlands, or you have 2 months of preparation for it, like Zack Snyder had everyone have for Watchmen. But 15 minutes with just basic training, and then what the hell? We were lucky we got any good fight scenes out of Iron Fist season 1, if that was the case. Holy shit. I had a conversation with the Comics Pro one time. I was like, I would love to have a conversation with Jeff Loeb and be like, what happened? I mean, how did you guys know you were going to do something for 4 years and rush it out at the last minute? So that's my stance on things. I'm really looking forward to Luke Cage season 2, just because what I have heard is that it's as good as, if not better than, season 1. And season 1 wasn't perfect. Season 1 was not a 10, but it was like a reaching 9. I say that because the villains towards the end were not as good. It kind of got long and drawn out towards the end. I mean, once Diamondback got involved, I was like, damn it. If it had been Cottonmouth as the kingpin of Harlem, dealing with his sister, her boyfriend Shades, and Luke Cage, and if it was I'm trying to think of what the Shakespearean equivalent would be, but if it was the dude that was in charge of Harlem, and what happened to him happened in the last few episodes, and Claire wasn't saying, I know a lawyer, he'll be great, every goddamn episode. Luke Cage would have been a 10. But we're gonna find, because the issue I had with him was another thing too, was the performances were great. I'm not gonna crap on the performances; those were awesome. But in terms of what the Luke Cage storyline was, the last few episodes were like, the woman said it herself, the sister, the Black Mariah. If Black Mariah had just like said, have you tried burning him? Have you tried drowning him? Have you tried asphyxiating him? Or whatever, instead of just like, he's bulletproof. So like one internet commenter, I don't always agree with him, but he pointed out, was like he called the bullshit on the magic bullet that kills the magic bulletproof black man. I was like, you know what? Not for the reasons you're saying, because all right, alien technology, fine, I believe it just a little bit. Okay, just got a little interruption there, so I'm just gonna end it in about 30 seconds or less. Luke Cage failed on its ending. Not so much in that it was bad or that it was inaccurate from the comics, because if you actually look at the comics, it was pretty goddamn close. But in terms of building towards something, what it built towards was not as satisfying as it could have been. So hopefully season 2 fixes that problem and actually builds to something that is satisfying and makes us want to watch more. So, all right, peace.